President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never ever happen.
Well, I'll be a prairie dog in a tornado. Canada just put a boot clean through Donald Trump's ego and left it spinning like a tumbleweed. Prime Minister Mark Carney got up on stage, fresh off his big old Liberal Party victory, and delivered a speech so fiery, I reckon you could toast marshmallows off it. He didn't just throw shade at Trump, he pitched a whole tent city.
Our old relationship with the United States, a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over. The system of open global trade anchored by the United States, a system that Canada has relied on since the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, has helped deliver prosperity for a country for decades, is over.
Now, if you're wondering how we got here, let's take a little stroll down memory lane. Y'all remember when Trump thought he could bully Canada into being the 51st state? Old Donnie was flapping his gums, slapping tariffs on everything that wasn't nailed down. Steel, aluminum, heck, probably maple syrup if he'd thought of it. And who was there holding his cowboy hat, grinning like a possum eating a sweet tater? Pierre Poilievre, Canada's own maple MAGA mascot. Pierre tried to hitch his wagon to Trump's broken-down parade float, and buddy, he just learned what happens when you put your eggs in a basket labeled Made in Mar-a-Lago. But let me tell y'all, Mark Carney didn't come to play. He got up there in his victory speech and laid it out plain. America wants our land, our resources, our water, but that will never happen. He said it not once but twice, like he was hammering a coffin shut. Then he took that old special relationship with the U.S., folded it up like a cheap lawn chair, and tossed it straight into the deep end.
These are tragedies, but it's also our new reality. We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons.
But you're going to take us forward.
We have to look out for ourselves, and above all, we have to take care of each other. When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations. And it will be with our full knowledge that we have many other options than the United States to build prosperity for all Canadians. We will chart a new path forward because this is Canada and we decide what happens here.
And folks, it gets juicier than a watermelon at a 4th of July picnic. Pierre Poilievre, the man who bet the farm on Trumpism North. Well, he didn't just lose the election, he lost his own seat, that's right. Poilievre out here looking like a cartoon coyote who ran clean off the cliff. Pierre's been strutting around talking about Canada first while winking at Trump like they was fixing to double date. Turns out Canadians don't much like being treated like a fixer-upper property for American billionaires. Now, you might be thinking, well, surely old Pierre went down swinging. Nah, partner. His watch party turned into a full-blown funeral reception. Folks looking like they just watched their dog drive off in their pickup. Crying, hugging, clutching onto whatever maple leaves they could find. And to really salt the poutine, Bruce Fanjoy, that Liberal candidate nobody took serious 6 months ago, whipped Pierre's keister in his own backyard.
So I was at the Legion around 11 p.m. for half an hour to address our volunteers who were absolutely amazing throughout this process. And then we returned home. Didn't know how long it was going to take, and but I asked my team to call me as soon as they knew a result.
Did you go to bed or did you stay up till the last?
Oh no, I went to bed.
Okay.
I got about an hour's sleep. The morning came early.
Okay, when did you get a call saying?
I think it was about 5 a.m.
Okay, and what was your reaction when you heard?
Well, there was happiness. I felt confident. Of course, we had a lead throughout the evening. I thought that it was just a process that we had to be patient for, and but it's when you've been at something for 2 years, working towards it, almost every day. It's nice to see that it worked.
And Lord have mercy, if you ever needed proof Pierre had it coming, just remember how smug he was. Mr. I don't believe in left or right, while pandering harder than a preacher at a bake sale, ducking and weaving when reporters asked if he was basically reading the Trump playbook, like a kid caught with cookie crumbs on his face, saying he ain't been in the jar.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I don't
really believe in that.
Okay. A lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but...
Like who?
I don't know who, but...
Well, you're the one who asked the question, so
yeah.
You must know somebody.
Okay. I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways...
Well, partner, that jar just slammed shut on his fingers. Meanwhile, Carney's out there preaching unity, ambition, and straight-up grit. He told Canadians, we are masters in our own home, and promised to build millions of homes, become an energy powerhouse, and create one Canadian economy.
Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to stand up for Canada with me? I chose to enter politics because I felt we needed big changes in this country. But big changes guided by strong Canadian values. And those include 3 values that I want to highlight this evening. Humility. It's Canada after all. Ambition. It's Canada after all. And unity. It's Canada.
He said if America don't want to play ball, well, Canada's got plenty of other folks ready to hit home runs with him. And bless his heart, even Poilievre's concession speech, gotta admit, wasn't a total dumpster fire. Pierre actually showed some class for once, congratulating Carney and wishing the country well. Now, if only he'd figured out how to do that before flirting with authoritarianism, maybe he wouldn't be trying to update his LinkedIn profile at 3 in the morning. So here we sit, soaking in the warm jets of sweet, sweet justice. Mark Carney's got the hot hand, Trump's throwing temper tantrums across the border, and Pierre's somewhere trying to figure out if DoorDash delivers dignity. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button quicker than Trump files a frivolous lawsuit. Stay warm, stay woke, and stay soaked. I'll see y'all next time here in the tub.